What up, guys? Hope you're having a lovely day. My name's Danny. Actually, I've got one of the worst names in the world. That's why I'm not really using it at the moment. It's Danny Woodcock. Yeah, sort of lived with me my whole life, and I wasn't really gonna do a video right now. I sort of need a drink, but I looked at my phone and it was 11:11, and I thought, oh, I might just do one really quickly now before I'm all hot and stifled later. I've been doing a lot of deep thinking, guys. There's so many nerves in the air right now, like I said, compared to a few years ago, where I feel like there was a passionate flow of creativity, like oozing off, and like punk energy of like finding your own, and like, yeah, like the feeling after all the lockdowns and the festivals opened up, that absolute euphoric feeling. I think we've all lost that slight latch, and we're all wondering, oh, George, it's not your moment. It's not your moment, mate. It's not your moment. We're all wondering what is around the corner next, and we're all hearing so much from people that are bred from fear paradigms that can only think in the level that they're at. Forgive them, you know, because there is so much. Does anybody sometimes see that instead of placing blame, that you might be a beacon to help the people that are stuck in their, for example, like, you know, imagine the line of Putin and the line of these horrible leaders, and why would they latch onto any love when they are just like down here, you know, and how they feel stuck down there? How do they get up, you know? When they are just run on fear and power and all the low paradigm energies, how are they supposed to make decisions? And wherever you're at right now, yeah, you might be searching for information, you might be searching for opinions, searching for blame. But what you've got to see is everything is so amazing, as in how a seed grows, how the sun connects with all the flowers and it all fucking works, how everything even came to be, how all of the animals, you know, it's all here to show you that it is absolutely fucking mind-blowing. So why wouldn't you expect the next stage of us evolving to be a bit mind-blowing, and also the same sort of lineage as how everything's grown and how everything's come to be in the time that we're in now? You know, it's all a miracle, and it's all absolutely in connection with itself, and it has a system. So why wouldn't we be moving into a new way of thinking? You know, this silly story of Adam and Eve, I was just thinking about it earlier, all it is an example of, there must have only been a small amount of human beings at one point or something, you know, and then there was a fallout. Somebody was mistreated. Somebody was actually probably oversensitive and went very low. And then they bred a load of low people. They bred a load of power heads. They bred fear. And then obviously in the past, you know, people didn't even used to live past 40, man. It was just such a scary. There's been so much power and fear. Instead of trying to find out whose fault it is, realise that it's been going on for a very long time. You know, and as much as time doesn't exist, this is the problem. We see it so strung out, and it is just a fallout. You know, and God, whoever said that, whoever said that God was perfect? You know, he made mistakes. He was controlling, and he's an experimentist, and he made a mind, or human angels, I think, were the first, that maybe didn't want his controlling pattern. Who can resonate with the fact that when you're told this is how you'll be, this is how you'll be, this is how you'll be, and you'll work for me, that's where the first, you know, the devil, the first fallout happened. And it's just been spread out, because everything is like a spiral graph, and it's falling, and hence that's why you can go back more than you can go forward. As much as the forwardness is going to fall how it falls, you know, like there's always a sort of predictable way a penny will fall down a well, but it's all connected back here, you see, guys. So, oh God, someone's ringing me again. It's so distracting when someone does that as well, but I think I've got to my point, guys, is that you can go back, and we all have that the first emotion that ever, before there was another perspective emotion. This is why it's no good sometimes even asking yourself questions right now, was bliss. But there was darkness first. it's just so, the darkness was obviously so, I don't know. But can you not see it's just a pattern of art? And now we see it with such emotion, such depth of care, but also realise that even since World War Two, which when I started to go too deep into learning about that, I almost thought in the end, was it a load of people that wanted to play with a load of machine guns? And I wouldn't want to go there to think that is. But obviously after the controlling game of World War Two, there have been controlling heads spread out everywhere. You know, that all the Nazis didn't die, it's been going on and on and on, and we still are we can still see that as much as there is potential, that there are still machine guns. We put so much millions into the fact that just in case someone tries to blow up our country, like England puts in billions and billions of pounds in a force just in case we get blown up. But then if we're living still in that paradigm of fear where we are ready to be exploded, we're ready for what it's just stopping the whole way. It's just stopping the whole way. And if you are able to see in this clearer way at the moment that wherever you are, if you're feeling high up about yourself or low, the next thing you have to start realising is that once upon a time there was one brain, and we are all connected to the thread of the one brain. So even though you don't think you're deadly connected, immediately connected to bad shit, it is still in your system. And until you start realising why the bad shit happened and how sensitive and creative and expressive the world is, and how it's just gone absolutely crazy into different directions, then I think that's probably the part that stunts us all at the moment, is that it's just more grabbing onto a feeling than thinking and then answering, thinking and answering. It's just got to be a direct trying to come back through that. Though, those mazes we practiced as children, where's the beginning? You might go down one route and then you have to come back and then come down another route. It's not going to be as simple for us all. It's certainly not simple for me to let go of my ancestral lineage. And that's what you've got to remember, is that people that are born in huge lineages of badness, they must be getting, their maze is so hard to get back to bliss. They're scared as well, and it's just trying to see yourself as anger can be used. If you feel robbed, the world has been robbed, of course it has, and there's people suffering everywhere. Use anger not in a bitter, in a producive, beacon assuring way that it can all be fucking resolved, and there is forgiveness for everything, mate. And some people obviously, I even think my tortoise could be a reincarnated Nancy. That's what my instincts tell me. I'm sticking with it because he's not very nice. I was trying to bond with him in the garden yesterday, my tortoise. He's 10 years old. He's going to outlive me, I reckon. But he wants to do is bite me. He loves the smell of toes. He loves the smell of human beings, and he humps teddies for days sometimes, especially last summer. Now he's a bit more older, but he's just so nasty. And also, having a tortoise is very timeless as well, because they're one of the first animals, and the geometry on the back of a tortoise. We're all spiraling down, we're spirals. So just take it into your stride that at the moment, think about how fast every 100 years of growth happens. You've got to remember, 150 years ago, there's no bloody electricity. So just keep carving and parving, just keep. So that's going to be my thing for today, man. And stretch it out, mate. The first time and also we'll dance it out at the moment. I'm definitely feeling a bit flubby. I'm going to go into a bit of the more energy you put into your body, the more you get out of it. It's a balance. It's a balance. Don't be too stubborn. Be prepared to change your opinion at every moment. The moment you start setting up rules for yourself, that's it. Don't box yourself. Be prepared for anything to come up. Let it all, yeah? Learn off of other people. Don't be threatened by other people's celebrations of their lives at the moment. I think it's absolutely bloody beautiful watching people try and healthfully celebrate being in their own skin. Come on, guys, let's just keep supporting the youth, keep supporting the old as well, because they're bitter and twisted. And as far as I've seen it, the angels, they've never seen anything as bitter and twisted. In an angel realm, it was only the devil that fell. Most of them are flying high, so, you know, and they've picked the devil up, man. They you know, he was part of the team. He's beautiful too. All right? Don't get twisted. You've got to remember to start thinking from the complete path of your own brain, because everything is up in the air at the moment. I love that saying, up in the air, because it really bloody is. And opinions, science can change only to the observer at the moment. So if you are able to start what you can vision in your head, remember that everything that got put into matter on earth, every building was once visioned in the mind. So keep visioning, keep floating around, keep astral projecting, keep being a bloody cruiser when you need to be, and grounded and 3D when you need to be, and get that balance rolling, which is not easy. It's always rolling, guys, and I know some of us want it to stop sometimes, but it's not going to stop, especially at the moment. If anything, it's going to speed up. So support, cheers. And I'm near Glastonbury, guys, and I'm holding on to the heart chakra of Glastonbury. That's where I first definitely transcended to complete creator mind. Did, promise you. So I'm not there at the moment today. I've never been back there since. But I have, in all aspects of every thought, at all points, asleep, awake, I am always just somewhere there as well as here. And at one point, I thought I was never going to be able to get the balance between the two. So don't be too perfect. Don't hold yourself back. Rinse yourself. Be yourself. Be Johnny Depp. Be a rock star. Be everything that you need to be in every single moment to just, you know. All right. So spread your light, spread your love, spread your darkness. Let people know where you're at. And let's all get back to a middling path where we can then recreate what we need to recreate, because if all of the system in Britain got started off by one very, very young, strong woman. I think Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, I can't remember. I think it's Queen Victoria, like the industrial age started by Queen. Just remember, it takes one, and forgive everybody that followed systems in the past, because it has been a bloody scary time up till now, guys, and it still is now. But not, you know, there is so much more opportunity to swim up. So get practicing. Do your practice. I'm going to leave it there. Namaste. And I might even go through old smules and stuff. And yeah, try and just learn off of as many people as you can. And sometimes you might have resistance to learn. Like I've been on TikTok and I've been on Smule and I've learned and I've learned and I've learned. And then sometimes I take a massive pause, sometimes even a year pause from learning, because I'm also quite aware of how influential everybody's energy is on me. So just take a piece and just reflect off each other and keep buzzing off each other and keep learning off each other. All right? And stand up tall. Cheers from Danny Woodcock. And from the heart chakra of the world, Glastonbury. Guys, just as much as anyone might be at that research stage, mate, but if you're feeling like everything is in your system and it actually scares the shit out of you, don't worry, because it is. We're all part of one strand that is connected to absolutely everything, every animal. And remember, you wouldn't ask a lion to act like a monkey, but you'd have so much respect for a lion. Remember that all human beings are on strands of their path. All animals know what they're doing, and the difference between being human is that we have got the opportunity to now realize that we are all on our paths, and we can come out of paths. You know, we're all able to do that. We can, you know, and we're all come out of the past and come back. And we're not there yet, and there are new emotions yet to be felt, or maybe old emotions that have disappeared that will be felt one day, guys. We know when you know. You know when you know. All right, cheers, much love. I do put way too many faces.